And now you know where the most recent theme song of Actar's reviews comes from. It's Paradise Lost, the kick-ass opening theme of the series Ga-Rei 0. Anyways, welcome to another episode of Actar's Figure Reviews. It's a special double feature on Actar's Reviews as we'll be taking a look at both Figmas Tsuchimiya Kagura and Isayama Yomi, both of the main characters of the anime Ga-Rei 0. Now, why this special treatment, you might ask? Well, simply put, Ga-Rei 0 is a brilliant anime series and easily my top favorite anime series of 2008. And Two Channels seems to agree with me in this poll of the top 2008 animes. Now, I hate doing this during a figure review, but let me just talk a little bit about the anime series and why I really love it, as there might be some of you who know nothing about the series except for the existence of these two characters, which is really a shame. Now, if you've already seen the show, know what the show is about, or just one of those kind of people who cannot stand having to listen to the figure reviewer talk about anything other than the figure itself, I know some of you do exist, these kind of people do exist. Just simply go to the time mentioned in the annotations to jump straight into the figure review. But anyways, I really don't want to spoil the story for you guys, as you really need to do yourself a favor and watch this show. And while really the show isn't groundbreaking by any stretch of the imagination or culturally significant, and to be honest, the premise is slightly cliche, the entire show is really well crafted. Now, the story is basically about a group of exorcists working for the Ministry of Environment's Supernatural Disaster Prevention Agency. Tsuchimiya Kagura, our main protagonist, is the member of the Tsuchimiya family, a family of great exorcists, and is to inherit Ga-Rei, the strongest spiritual beast in the series. Early on in the series, she meets Yomi, who lost her parents at a young age to specters. Now, while the supernatural action and intrigue is there, at its heart, it's a story about the relationships of the two main protagonists, Yomi and Kagura. The anime does a fantastic job in building up their relationship, and in a way that's amazingly not overdone, and they do it so well that you really become invested in their characters. I wouldn't consider this a spoiler, as you find this out in the very first episode, but Yomi turns evil. Thus, by being able to create a wonderful relationship between the two main characters, the show is able to make the inevitable even more heart-wrenching. There are bits of comedy in this show that does well to offset the seriousness of the main plot, but it ultimately serves to make the ending more poignant. In just 12 short episodes, it was able to tell a compelling story with phenomenal emotional content. I love animes that are able to achieve a lot in as few episodes as possible, like for instance Eden of the East. The action scenes are simply spectacular, and honestly, this show is terribly underrated, and if you fancy a brilliant character drama that's surrounded by amazing supporting characters, terrific supernatural action and suspense, this anime is for you. The anime is actually a prequel to the manga Ga-Rei, and it leads directly into it, thus you need not know anything or have read the manga at all to get into the anime, and while I've read quite a bit of the manga, I still believe that the anime is superior. Being underrated, I was simply stunned when Good Small Company / Max Factory announced that they were going to make Ga-Rei 0 Figmas of the two main protagonists. It just blew my mind. I never expected them to come out with Ga-Rei 0 Figmas. I mean, I love this show so much. Let me just show you. All the completed PVC figures that I could ever get my hands on. I even bought the soundtrack to the opening theme, which I don't really usually do. And not only that, I even had a 1/1 scale prop replica of Yomi's sword Oto Shishio custom made. Now I tell you, that is dedication, that is love for a series. But anyway, getting back to the crux of today's episode, let's take a look at both Figmas Tsuchimiya Kagura and Figmas Yomi and see how they stack up to the original animated counterparts and to the previous Figma figures. For the boxes we see here, we have a really dreary forest, I do believe, with chains in the background. We have Figma Tsuchimiya Kagura, Figma number 66. We see Kagura in the window itself, turning the box to the side. We have Kagura striking a pose, and at the back of the box, the collage of pictures featuring the figure in various poses and showing off the accessories that she comes with. Now, as for Yomi, her box is blue instead of brown, quite a stark contrast, and not only that, aside from the chains, she does also feature blue butterflies on the box itself, and this is is a really nice touch because the blue butterflies are very, very significant to the show itself and to Yomi's character. We have Figma Yomi Isayama, Figma number 667. At the side, we see Yomi striking a pose with Oto Shishio. And at the back of the box, we have the various pictures featuring the figure in various poses, along with showing off all the accessories in which Yomi comes with. Not only that, we have a little scene here recreated with both Figma Yomi and Kagura. So that's pretty much all I can say about the boxes themselves. It's time to open these figures up and take a look at their contents. And here are Figma's Kagura and Yomi in their plastic packagings with the accessories laid out very, very neatly around the figures themselves. And just like with the previous Figma figures, we see that the cardboard backing of the Figma figures comes with a cardboard punch-out that will allow you to give your D stage some added Ga-Rei goodness. And so here are Figma's Yomi and Kagura after more than a year and a half of waiting. Max Factory and Good Smart Company has again outdone themselves because, like all the previous Figma figures, they have done a bang-up job in capturing the essence of the character to make them extraordinarily accurate to their animated counterparts. Some of the old Figma favorites return once again, like the soft PVC clothes on Figma Kagura and on Figma Yomi. Stellar sculpting once again by Good Smart Company and Max Factory. As you can see, all the folds and the dynamic movements of the clothes in both of these characters. I particularly love the design of Kagura's soft PVC school blouse, because if you can see, the front of her blouse is one piece to cover up the chest joint from the front, but the back isn't covered completely, so that the blouse would not completely limit the articulation. So this really gives a really good balance between articulation and aesthetics, because she looks great from the front but still is able to retain her chest posability. They have used new materials for the hair of the Figma figures. Now, one of the main complaints for all the characters with long hair is, number one, that they get in the way of the articulation. Number two, they are sharp, pointy, and they do tend to prick the fingers. And number three is that they break off very, very easily. However, with this new material, it's really obvious that none of these will ever happen, because this time it's actually somewhat of a soft PVC-ish material. They are really pliable and malleable, and they are not sharp at all. And not to mention, the front hair fringes, the front hair strands of Figma Yomi are excruciatingly soft. They are far softer than any of the hair strands of the Figma figures past. Really, these will definitely not get in the way of any posability. Moving on, before we take a look at the articulation of these two beauties, let's take a look at the accessories that come with both of these Figma figures. First up, the basics for both Figmas Yomi and Kagura. They both come with 3-jointed stands. They both come with the Figma bases, and they also come with the final Figma staple, the really handy dandy Figma Ziploc bags that are great for keeping all of your pesky accessories in order. For Figma Yomi being a long head Figma, an option part for the stand is provided so that you can plug it in from the side, but strangely enough, it is in an opaque white color instead of the transparent one that is usually provided with other long head Figmas, so this is a little bit strange.